Hey, what's up, YouTube and the Fish Fam? Just dropping some thoughts I've had today watching some of these videos that have been posted. I try to watch as many as possible on my lunch hour, and I just got done watching the one from Luke Diesel with regards to a person he was helping out actually biting the hand that fed him. And then I watched the one a couple days ago with the young lady who was almost abducted. And just a few other videos. And I think, during a lot of the live streams and posts and stuff, you really have to admire the love that we have within the Fish Fam. Everything from trying to help Dion get his FX4 set up and working him through that, and kind of being able to laugh with him when we pointed out everything that he needed to check and do and forgot one of the main things about tightening down the knobs on the canister, and proceeded to watch him dump several gallons on his floor. But for probably over a year that I've been involved with the Fish Fam, from watching Corey streams and then watching Bob's and then Dwayne's and then Dion's, and the list goes on and on and on. We have a very unique family, and I think in some cases there are a few folks in there that this is probably their only family, or at least functional family. But there's a lot to be admired with each and every person that belongs to the hashtag Fish Fam. We all look out for one another. We definitely respect one another. That's probably one of the key priorities in being with and around the Fish Fam, is respecting each other. And that goes a long way, because in today's society, I mean, it's a lost word. The phrase back when I was a kid was respect your elders. Today, they just soon mug you, beat you up, knock you down, whatever the case is. And it's a pretty sad state of affairs that this country is coming into. And, it's sorry, I'm distracted. I'm watching a guy fishing, and it looks like he just snagged himself a bass or something. This is inspiration point to me, so to speak. This is where I get ideas for tanks and things of that nature, and plants, and how to make things look natural. But I digress. Sergeant Tank, what he did for that girl in bringing it up in one of his live streams, and directing us to her to show her support, and just how grateful she was in her follow-up video. You don't find this, I guess, is my point. I've done some stuff through my life that, I've put my life on the line, running into burning buildings to rescue people, animals, whatever the case may be. For all the people in the armed services that put their lives on the line every day, so that you and I can enjoy the hobby and the freedoms that we have. We kind of get together and we talk fish and plants and substrate and filtration and the whole 9 yards. Where, like, for example, if you go on to Facebook, 9 times out of 10, it's just drama. Even in some of the fish pages that I belong to, somebody will ask a question, and the nastiness that the person receives in return, and then eventually leaves the page, which could lead into them leaving the hobby. Just because you think that the advice you're giving is 100% sound, that's not always the case. There's always something in there that goes back to what works in my tank may not work in yours, and you have to keep that mentality. You can give tips and pointers and say, in my tank, I do X, Y, and Z, and it works for me. That person may be able to do X and Z, and Y may not work for them. So, just seeing all the good that the community has and shares and cares is very impressive. And watching Rob's video today with the guy that stole the tools, I did make a comment to that, and I said, it's good to see that there is still good in everybody, where this individual who took the tools could have just went on about his business and hoped that he didn't get caught or whatever the case may be. But they showed him love, and I think by showing that positivity, that's going to change Patrick's life, or hopefully change it, that he did something wrong, he acknowledged it, he manned up. So I give him mad props for that. And the fact that they welcomed him with open arms, they had a dialogue which turned out to be something positive. He apologized, he brought back some of the tools, and there was the Fishfam, how he helps us with shrimp and how to breed and everything. He gave or showed love to that person. And Sergeant Tank showed love to share the situation that this young girl was involved in and directed us to her so that we could spread the love and support that we all do so well. And I think it's a very unique community, family. I know I've met a lot of people through YouTube, through the Fishfam, that I truly enjoy hanging out with and talking and watching their videos. And, my existence is pretty much I get up, I go to work, I go home, I mess around with my tank or tanks, whatever the case may be, watch some videos, jump on some live streams. I really haven't been able to do a lot of that lately because I'm actually going on a working vacation next week. My second passion, motorcycles and rallies. But, I enjoy sitting here alongside the lake and going through the videos that popped up today. And I subscribe to everybody that I can in the Fishfam, and I appreciate all my subscribers. And, it helps me pass time. And I don't really have, my family doesn't live near me, so I don't really get to see them too much. And I don't really hang out with a lot of people. I kind of do my own thing, and, that's pretty much it. So I take great enjoyment in saying that I belong to the Fishfam, and that they accept me, and that, they help me, and I help them wherever I can as well. So if you think you're just a name on a screen, you need to stop, because you're much more than that. You are family, you are a friend, and I know people are meeting, and that's really cool, watching those videos when, Sergeant Tank went to Ohio to see Jimmy Sashimi Whiskey, when Dwayne went out to see Jim, Bob and Corey, and the list goes on. So, the Chicago Aquatic Experience is going to turn out to be probably an awesome event, and I'm still trying to go, but I'm not sure time and money is going to allow me to do it this year, because I'm close enough where I would drive. I mean, it would only take me a few hours, but my car's in poor state of affairs, so I don't want to do that. And I'm definitely not flying, spend that kind of money for that short of a trip that I could actually drive to. But I know that we're going to see a ton of videos from everybody meeting everybody, and I think it's going to be an awesome time. And I was really looking forward to going, but since change in jobs and vacation and everything, I don't have that luxury of extra time off anymore. But I ramble, sorry. But the main reason I wanted to put this video out is that our fish fam is a very precious thing. And I personally want to thank everybody in the fish fam for all that you do. And the show of love that everybody gives and that everybody receives. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody receive any kind of love or even help and not say thank you or whatever the case is. It's a very unselfish family. And I think that I think I can speak for everybody on this, that we all really do care about one another. And we want to see each and everybody succeed. We want to see everybody enjoy the hobby, expand on their knowledge, expand on the hobby, what fish they keep, what they do to their tanks, whatever the case is. And it's definitely nice to spend time with everybody. And hopefully as things settle back down, be able to spend a little more time on some of the live streams. And again, I get up in the morning, my coffee, watch several videos, get ready for work, come to lunch, do the same thing. So guys, thanks for the content. Regardless of what it is, it helps pass my time, and it makes for a nice relaxing lunch. So again, a big thank you to everybody. And I'm looking at myself, and I'm looking at this shirt, and it's 96 degrees, and I'm sitting in a car with the windows down and no air movement. But I look at this shirt and go, man, I look like I'm the size of a house. So that saying of camera adds 10 pounds, it lied. It put on like 20 or 30 because this is all shirt. So at any rate, folks, I just wanted to spend a little of my lunchtime sharing some more thoughts with you. And to Rob from Loop Diesel, very impressive. And I'm glad things worked out and that he got some of the tools back. And hope and pray that, you know, he turns his life around. Maybe he needs a fish tank. Maybe he needs some shrimp. Maybe he needs something to take care of and get that responsibility and that self-worth back that he had at some point before he, you know, kind of went to the dark side. But, excuse me, but it's definitely an enjoyable journey that I take with each and every one of you. And, you know, I look forward to subscribing to even more people as they start to come into the hobby or start to come into the live streams that post on Facebook under Steen Fott's Facebook page and Corey's Facebook page, because I've seen such beautiful tanks, and I kind of look and I take ideas and bits and pieces from them from their tanks and think about how I can incorporate them into a new tank. Right now, my tank looks like a jungle. My wisteria, my Java moss, and my octopus plant has basically consumed half my 55-gallon tank. There's a little bit of space in the back between the swords for the the fish to swim through, but I don't want to trim it because I like my natural aquarium. But I also want to be fair to the fish and give them some swimming room. And then hopefully this weekend I'm going to set up a 10-gallon that I picked up for free and get that up and going so I can get some rainbow bettis, or what most people probably know them as scarlet bettis, and some glow light rasboras in there for my girlfriend. But Dion, thanks for all your videos and your live streams that I sit and watch from start to finish, because now my girlfriend wants a cichlid tank. More work for me. Thank you, brother. I love you. But, and with that being said, my last video I talked about getting things off of Craigslist and so on. I just came across a 50-gallon tank with 5 cichlids, and they called it a sucker, but it was actually a pleco in the tank. And I was thinking, for $50, that's $1 a gallon. And you get the bonus that it's already up and running. It's already got fish. It's got filters. Getting that for her to start. But yeah, 125 is probably going to be in my future once I find a bigger place. And then I'm waiting to hear back. I might score, I think it's 20 long. Free. Lights, gravel, filtration, and guppies. Which, Lord knows, I don't need any more guppies. My tank is filled with now probably my 5th generation of guppies from the original parents and the mix match I put in all the way out to the little fry, as well as my platy fry. So there's a lot to be said that, you know, don't be afraid to look at Craigslist. But as I mentioned, just make sure you check the tank out, get the history as much as possible from the owner. Have the owner put water in it just to be on the safe side. You don't want to get it home, fill it, and have the seams bust after a couple months and then have, you know, hundreds of dollars worth of water damage. But it can be done. Out of the 5 tanks I have, I either got them for free or for practically next to nothing. So you can do it. Just watch out for that yellow silicone. As DBK commented on that video about the bacteria that can be housed in that urine-stained silicone, as I mentioned, leaching into the water even after cleaning and throwing your parameters all off and killing your fish, he brought up the point about the bacteria that survives in that could easily release itself into your tank and kill your fish as well. So I try to avoid reptile tanks, hamster tanks, gecko tanks, any other furry creature tank. I imagine you can probably bleach it out and kill the bacteria and then hopefully get rid of that yellowish stain, and then maybe fill it up with water and put prime in there and let it sit so that it will remove all that residual bleach that might be in the tank. So, but at any rate, again, I ramble on. It should be called Racing's Rambling Natural Aquariums channel. But congratulations to everybody that's hit a milestone, whether it's 100 subscribers, 500, 1,000, 11,000, 50,000, whatever it is. Those are well deserved. And again, that goes back to the point of the fish fam caring about one another and wanting to see one another succeed in the hobby, which I touched on with the Facebook, where, you know, they comment to a question could make that person just say, you know what, I don't want to belong to this, and go on and do their own things. And it may be right, it may be wrong, they may struggle, they may just, you know, have a beautiful tank. Odds are against it without getting the knowledge that they requested or they wanted. And then, you know, even going to the extreme and just putting a tank in the basement and forgetting about it and not ever getting the enjoyment of actually being a water keeper with fish in it. So, anyway, I think I've rambled long enough, folks. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking out the video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. And keep those sleeves wet. And God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you again soon. Peace.